So, hi guys. I just thought I'd do a walkthrough now of where we are with Baru.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
We bought Baru in October 2023 and then spent the winter of 23-24 doing a refit, a partial refit, and then sailed Baru up to the northwest of Scotland during what we called a summer last year. What we did since coming home is continue the refit and make some improvements to things that we discovered whilst we were away sailing. I would just take you on a walk through of Baru to show what we've done and what other improvements we've made to her. So we start at the bow. One of the major things we did was converted the anchor winch to power down as well as power up. It was only power up, and it did work from that foot switch, but we've isolated that because that causes a problem. It's now power down and up from the cockpit or from a wireless remote, which is what we use. We've added 30 metres of new 10mm anchor chain. I've also strengthened the whole bed for the anchor winch. We're finding a little bit of delamination, so that took a little bit of time to sort out, but that's now all done. The other week we had to put new fair leads on the bow, so we converted those to a more standard fair lead. The decks have all been painted. They need a good wash now after winter, but they've all been painted in anti-grip, so they were all cut back. Also, all the top side was rubbed down and repainted. Sorted out one or two areas on the mast with the running rigging, new topping lift, but more importantly, we've had the sail modified, and we've had a Kevlar luft put on. It's a Kevlar tape, and that's made a vast improvement to how the whole thing runs up and down the mast. You can pull it up by hand right to the top with no problem, and re-reel it by hand as well, so you could never do that before. Moving further back on the cockpit roof, we've put new solar panels. It did have some solar panels on, but they were giving very little. We've now got 100 watts of solar on each side. They're wired in parallel, and they feed the spare house battery and the starter bank. And out at the back, we've got a 200 watt solar panel that feeds the main house bank. Also got a new life raft, and we've sorted out the davits so the dinghy can sit there and it is secure. Also revarnished the seats at the back here. Moving into the cockpit, sorted out the instrument binnacle, put all the instruments together on the binnacle along with the bow thruster and the anchor winch control. Got the autopilot and the MFD there. The cockpit's all been rubbed down and repainted, along with the cluster at the top of the companionway. Fitted a new radio and cleaned all that up and tidied all the wiring up behind, and all of that was stripped out and repainted. Simple little job, but just a slight improvement. Moved the clutches, there's now a little bit of an angle, and also moved back a little bit just to put them back into reach. One of the other minor improvements was obviously the furling clutch. It was where that stainless steel plate is. just down there. We've moved that a good 30 centimetres back, a good foot, which it'll make it a lot easier to reach. We're having to lean right out to get to it where it was. Now in the engine bay, one of the things we did, tidy the engine up, altered the gear selector bracket because that was fractured and could have given us a major failure. Put a new diesel heater in. Can't see that's underneath the tubing there. But one of the biggest things we did, and major changes we did, was moved the fuel filter, the primary filter, from an inaccessible position to one that's readily accessible, but also doubled it up with a diverter valve. So that's basically the original fuel filter. That was a new one that we bought. In the centre there is a diverter valve. That's currently on filter 2. So that's providing the fuel to the engine. But if we get any splutters or anything, we can quickly change it over to filter 1, which is just drop the lever down and we'll keep running. That's in case we get any a similar issue to what we had up in Inverness last year. Also in the cockpit we changed to opening doors. Then looking down into the boat itself, go down the companionway. We've stripped back and revarnished all of the floors, all of the sole plates right throughout. Recarpeted in the rear cabin. Everything was stripped off the walls. Everything's been insulated and then recovered right the way through. So we've got a suede on the sides and on the top, and then a felt in there. And even in the cupboards we've insulated, and that's made a massive difference to condensation. All of the rear bulkhead doors have been refaced, so they're all in a white ash. Electrically, one of the things we've done is split the anchor winch from the main winch. They were both on the same isolator. They're now split, so that keeps we can have that on whilst we're running, and there's no chance of the anchor winch running because it's turned off. In the main saloon, we stripped everything out, right back to fiberglass, all insulated and then recovered. The nav station we've tidied up, got rid of redundant instruments, and that we can put a tablet in the blank space there and refaced all the wood. In the galley, again, above the galley, all stripped off and insulated and recovered. We've revarnished all of the woodwork, refaced all the cabinets in the same white ash. We've kept the same design. I wanted to keep the design the same as the Jouet designs, so we didn't really change how it looked. It has that same feel. We've put a fridge in. Now that is locked. It's a locked door, so it's latched, so that doesn't come open whilst we're heeled over, and that works well. A full drawer for cutlery. This was only a little half drawer, so that's all been changed to a full drawer. Kept the cupboard here, which is great for food storage. And going forward, again, woodwork tidied up, microwave installed, flooring recarpeted. In the heads, we marbled the work surface, refaced, covered the bowl, and again, it was all cleaned, stripped out, woodwork stripped down, and revarnished. And similarly, everything's been insulated in there. New toilet as well. And in the forward cabin, new mattresses, all insulated, stripped out, insulated, double and triple insulated in places. In cupboards, they were again insulated and covered and that keeps condensation out and keeps clothes dry. We did some work on the bulkhead as well, where the chain plates were, just to make sure they were strong. We did find there was a little bit of damage up there caused by a leaking chain plate. That was all re-fiberglassed and tabbed in, and that's stronger than it was originally. So the boat's out looking all nice, neatly done. We got rid of the dark wood in the saloon on the ceiling. It was just a little bit dated. And then, of course, on the hull, we stripped and painted the hull, re-anti-fouled. There was a little bit of damage on the rudder, very, very minor. That's been repaired, all fiberglass. Similarly with the keel has this extra weight ballast on it on the outside. We cleaned all that back. There was a little bit of corrosion because it's steel, so that was patched up and all anti-fouled as well. She's not bad. She sails beautifully. Looking forward to this year when we go off, especially with that repaired mainsail.